At the time of writing this, the first round of the Spinjitzu tournament would have ended. I can only hope that I got my entry done in time. BrickTap sources are reporting that LEGO Hello Kitty is happening, and it'll be coming out in January 2027. No set numbers, no pricing, no piece count just yet, but apparently it's real and it's coming to a LEGO store near you. Hello Kitty has been around for like 50 years. The brand is exactly the kind of cross-generational pull that LEGO actively chases. Kids love it, adults are nostalgic for it, and collectors will buy free of everything. So that's the trifecta right there. The design question is the one that keeps me more curious about this though. Do they go with traditional minifigures or molded figures like we've seen elsewhere? Or does LEGO try something entirely new to fit the Hello Kitty aesthetic? If they get the call right, this could be one of the most giftable LEGO lines in years. Get it wrong and, well, we've seen what happens. And yes, Mega Bloks did once hold the license for Hello Kitty at one point in time as well. Moving on to the LEGO ideas, we've got two sets that are landing on the 1st of August, and they're generally an interesting pair. Also, quick note, any images that you see circulating right now are not the finished product, so hold your judgment until LEGO shows us something official. First is set 21370 ET the Extraterrestrial with 1,226 pieces, priced at $140. Now, this one has been a long time coming, and if it's anything like the original submission, it's going to be pretty awesome. Whether LEGO actually nails the execution is the only real question left. The second set is 21372 Catrina, 1,212 pieces, also $140. It's a fascinating pick. It's deeply rooted in that Dia de los Muertos iconography, visually striking, and the kind of subject that the Ideas platform was built for. We also have another LEGO art set, 31221. The Kiss has been rumoured this will be based on Klimt's iconic painting and is reportedly coming on the 1st of August, with around 4,000 pieces, priced at $300. Now, if those numbers hold up, this will be one of the largest LEGO art sets ever produced. Honestly, the Kiss is almost uniquely suited for this format. The gold leaves, the intricate swirling patterns, the sheer visual density of the original source material, as a large-scale mosaic build, has the real potential to be something special. $300 is quite a commitment, but a 400-piece displayable art piece, hopefully that ambition is matched by the execution. We also got an early look at the new Hubble Space Telescope, and it is a vast improvement of the old one. I love this, and I'm definitely going to get this one. I love the design of this. Look at all the detailing on this set. It's brilliant. And possibly the set that everyone is eagerly awaiting for pictures of, set 72168. Rayquaza launches on the 1st of August with 1,083 pieces priced at $130. The new details that we've got is the Neo minifigure will have a printed Megastone. The display setup sounds ambitious too. A significant chunk of that piece count apparently goes towards recreating the top of Sky Pillar, complete with clouds forming a dramatic base. So you're essentially getting a full environmental scene, not just a model on a flat stand. Think of it like the Ganon battle set we got a few months ago as a rough visual reference for the kind of layered display we might be looking at. Now, I feel Rayquaza is going to be a lot smaller than people expect it to be. It's almost a certainty at this point. With quite a lot of the piece count going towards the base, something has to give, and my thought is a combination of probably a slightly undersized Sky Dragon God, but the build carrying it off with larger individual pieces. Will this satisfy everyone? Probably not, but it's a reasonable trade-off for the overall presentation if it works. The one slightly annoying note, despite the Megastone being right there, there's reportedly no alternate Mega Rayquaza build, which feels like a missed opportunity. The setup is literally in the set. Hopefully that's something LEGO revisits down the line, and even if they don't, I have every bit of faith in the LEGO community that they will produce a Mega Rayquaza at some point. Either way, a brick-built Rayquaza towering above the Sky Pillar is exactly the kind of Pokemon display model fans have been asking for, and with Zinnia alongside it, this one's already shaping up to be more thoughtful than your average licensed build. And something that snuck in under the radar at the last minute, LEGO Botanicals set 11512, Hanging Golden Pothos. We got the details on this with thanks from Spa. This set should be coming out in August, apparently, and another win for those LEGO Botanical fans. I think this looks like a decent build, and I love the different colouring that you have on this build's leaves. And according to our BrickTap sources, the next LEGO Double Insider Points event is rumoured to be right round the corner, just in time to buy everything on your June wishlist. This will apparently be available on absolutely everything at lego.com and in the LEGO stores, from the 19th of June to the 29th. So that's a 10-day window of opportunity in which you can earn points to spend on any future purchases or at the Insider's Reward Center. LEGO's new Editions theme is getting musical with 4 sets themed around the singer Olivia Rodrigo. According to new information shared by Klimt, all 4 of these upcoming Edition sets will be launching on the 1st of August 2026. The rumoured lineup includes Set 43028, a vinyl record player with 360 pieces, priced at $35, Set 43029, record turntable, 670 pieces for $50, Set 43030, a recording studio with 1085 pieces, priced at $80, and finally Set 43031, guitar with 1228 pieces, priced at $120. The recording studio and guitar sound especially interesting, but we'll have to wait for official images to see exactly what LEGO has planned. And the rumours were right. LEGO Set 42232, the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolute Spear, is real. It's confirmed and it's coming out on the 1st of July 2026. At 4,114 pieces, this is officially the largest Technic supercar LEGO has ever produced, and that title comes with a price tag, $450. So start mentally preparing your wallet now. What is immediately interesting here is the colour. Every previous Technic supercar has gone bold and bright with Lamborghini yellow, Ferrari red. This car goes almost in the opposite direction. A deep black base with golden bronze trim, silver wheel detailing, and what looks like an orange interior with the car's logo splashed across the seats. And LEGO had a little bit of a whoopsie doodle and apparently uploaded early prototype images of 2 Shrek sets before they were meant to go public. These sets were tied to the 5th Shrek movie, which has since been delayed to 2027. And what they show is genuinely exciting for anyone who grew up with those movies. Set 72422, Shrek's Swamp Home, an iconic location recreated as a proper playset with what seems to be a full interior. There's the outhouse as a small side build, and crucially, there's a strong minifigure lineup. Shrek, Fiona, Donkey with unfinished printing on the prototype, which is kinda cool in a very behind the scenes kind of way, Gingy, and what appears to be Felicia, the daughter from Shrek 5. I would expect a price somewhere between $100 and $130 when this eventually drops. Set 72421, Buildable Gingy, a large-scale buildable character. There are side accessories to customize him, and the detail that will probably sell it for a lot of people, his missing leg, is included as an alternate build option. So you can either get the complete Gingy or the broken one. A small creative decision that will probably make a lot of people happy. There's also an exclusive Gingy minifigure included that is separate from the one that is included in the Swamp set. Shrek as a LEGO theme is clearly being built for the long haul, with the minifigure series arriving in September, buildable characters that are already out, and now this theme has the potential to be enormous, especially if they eventually look back at the older films. Now, when can we expect the Kung Fu Panda LEGO sets? Onto the official reveals, and landing on the 1st of July is set 42240, the Aston Martin AMR 25 F1 car. This is an 18 plus set with 1,547 pieces, retailing for $230. And the engineering on this thing is what you would expect from a Technic set. Working steering, front and rear rod suspension, a functioning gearbox, and something that I had to Google, a functioning DSR system, which is called a drag reduction system. There are adjustable flaps on the car's rear wing, and when activated it reduces the vehicle's air resistance, giving the car a temporary speed boost to help with overtaking. And LEGO have incorporated that into this set. So when you select a high gear, that raises the rear wing of the car, and it's a clever bit of engineering that makes the model interactive in a way that makes it feel meaningful and not a gimmick. And whilst I was doom scrolling on Instagram, I came across this Instagram from Blue Ocean. Blue Ocean are the people that produce all of those wonderful LEGO magazines where we get minifigures. This is the Batman one, and it was posted 4 days ago. Now, as far as I'm aware, we've got Prisoner Bane and Prisoner Riddler in the next 2 issues. So I'm wondering if this is the one that's going to be after that. I could be wrong, but I mean, if true, then cool Robin minifigure and Batpod build. I like it. Definitely going to be getting that one. Again, this was posted on the 28th of May. So the current issue of the Minecraft one is the Galador one. And the one after that, I think, is going to be the Enderman tin with the brick-built Enderman and then the Magna Cube. And then we got this. Again, 28th of May, so recent, with this minifigure and, more interestingly, a skeleton archer with an enchanted bow and a skelly horse, which I think is cool. LEGO and Nintendo have finally announced the release date of the Switch 2 version of LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight, which will be September the 18th, so mark that down. And if you pre-order the deluxe edition, you'll get something you can't get anywhere else. an exclusive retro video game version of Batman in minifigure form. The minifigure is pulled straight from the classic NES Batman game, the one where the Caped Crusader was a purple sprite. And what's really cool is the torso and leg printed, that pixelated design that walks a fine line between looking like something from Minecraft and being genuinely nostalgic. My only real complaint is that this minifigure only comes with the Switch 2 Deluxe Edition, not the Standard Edition, not the console versions, just Switch 2. Why? Well, Nintendo likely negotiated this exclusive deal. It's also important to note that on the same day, September the 18th, the Joker and Harley Quinn Mayhem collection will be releasing for the game. Whether there's going to be a bundle from Nintendo that puts these two together or they remain separate remains unclear at this time. Ideally, it would be great if they were a bundle. Realistically, these are probably going to be separate purchases. If you're a collector, expect the secondary market inflation on that Batman minifigure, and I'm sure there are some out there already making a strategy on how to buy the Switch 2 Deluxe Edition, sell the hardware, and keep the figure. And Formula 1 returned this weekend, and what better way to celebrate it than these two new LEGO Edition F1 helmets that managed to sneak in under the radar that I completely missed the reveal. But hey, here they are. Set 43023, McLaren F1 Team Lando Norris helmet, and set 43017, McLaren F1 Team Oscar Piastri helmet. Both are priced at $90 and will be releasing on the 3rd of June, and both come with a minifigure of the driver in casual clothes. And LEGO has officially shattered its own piece count record with the reveal of Architecture Set 21065, a highly detailed micro-scale recreation of the iconic Sagrada Família. At 12,060 pieces, this new set surpasses the previous record holder, the LEGO Art World Map, by around 365 pieces, making it the largest LEGO set ever produced. The finished model will stand over 62 centimeters tall and 47 centimeters wide. It is a fully three-dimensional architectural model of considerable density and complexity. The set recreates the cathedral in LEGO's characteristic architecture microscale, using tan, white, light grey and sand-coloured elements to replicate the cathedral's distinctive stonework, featuring intricate arches, columns, decorative detailing, and the soaring spires that make the building instantly recognisable from any angle. There are transparent coloured elements to stand in for the cathedral's celebrated stained glass windows, while the surrounding base incorporates pathways, landscaping, trees, and urban context clues, placing the cathedral within its real-world setting, rather than presenting it in isolation. For $800, it is, by any measure, a serious ask. It positions this set as one of LEGO's most expensive consumer releases, alongside the UCS Star Wars sets. But unlike those, it includes no minifigures, and is aimed at adult display collectors, rather than a broader fan base. With over 12,000 pieces, it is an extraordinarily dense build, and a subject that lends itself to permanent display in a way few sets can match. Whether that justifies the price will depend entirely on the buyer, their shelf space, and their relationship with architecture LEGO sets. I guess the other question, what does LEGO do next? The company now has demonstrated its willingness to push architecture, not its highest profile commercial theme, past the 12,000 piece mark. That raises an obvious question, how long before another theme comes along to take the crown? For now, this LEGO architecture set will hold the title. It arrives in stores on the 1st of November 2026. And after months of blurry images threatening takedown requests, we have the official reveal of the LEGO Pokémon Smart playsets that are all due to launch on the 1st of August. Now, first, there are some regional restrictions that are probably going to frustrate some people. These are Smart playsets, which means they are only launching in the US, UK, France, Germany, Poland, Australia, but not Denmark, where LEGO is from, and not Japan, where Pokémon is from. So please, someone try and make that make sense. And although the sounds don't appear to pull from the actual Pokémon games, and the lights embedded into the belly of Pikachu or the torso of Charizard aren't exactly immersive,
and now the battle music is on, and I'm now in this battle mode. There are three moves you can do in a battle. One is the fast attack, which is just a little move quickly in here. And that does a certain amount of damage depending on what Pokemon you choose, but also what type of Pokemon you chose to bring into battle. So as a move, you can also see the color on Jolteon here is moving from green to yellow, and again it will move further to red, indicating the health that it currently has. So maybe someone can give Jolteon a little spray, because that wasn't really fair. Thank you very much. And we are back to the green. There we go. So to not get hit, we can move to the second move, which is getting out of the way in range when someone tries to attack you, which is like so. Yes, this last one is a charged attack, a big attack that you can do that does even more damage than the small one. So you simply move away if you can, get fast enough away from your opponent, check, you can hear the type there, and move in with your big attack. And that did a lot more damage than just the little attack. Let's see, there we go. And that's how the battle works as you combine these different moves. So in this case, Georgian won, and it's simply the battle ends when one of the Pokemon loses all health.
And that's a really cool play feature. I'm still not a fan of the sounds, but it's still a really cool idea to me. And again, I don't understand why LEGO didn't license the actual sound effects. It's Pokemon. The IP has 25 years of audio to pull from. Maybe it's a tech issue. Of course, there are other issues. The Smart Brick's best feature, that interaction between two bricks, creates its own worst problem. Getting two Smart Bricks into one household means either buying the Training House set with Pikachu, which costs you $70, or the Charizard vs Jolteon battle set that costs you $120. Everything else in the wave ships without one. And that's a steep entry point for what is essentially some flashing lights and some bleep bloops. If you add the reported battery life of roughly 40 minutes per charge, and you have a feature that costs a premium and delivers diminishing returns, I honestly think LEGO really does need to start selling these Smart Bricks separately, and until they do, it's the one thing that's dragging this entire wave down. Well, there are more than one things, but we'll touch on those later. Also, just a reminder, there is a brand called Kepley, that makes officially licensed building sets for Pokemon. Each one of them looks nicer than all of these small LEGO sets, and they cost a lot less. And while I'm on a tangent, does anybody remember Mixels? This wave of Pokemon sets could have been like Mixels. Anyway, moving on. Now, the smaller sets first. There will be two Polybags, set 30729, Premier Ball with 46 pieces, and set 30730, Trainer Supplies, 56 pieces. And these are not Smart Play sets, so theoretically, they should be available more broadly. Simple builds, clever ideas, the Premier Ball, it especially feels like it's the start of something LEGO could turn into a whole collection of different ball variants. Although, I thought when they made these pieces for the LEGO Gumball machine, they would be used for LEGO Pokeballs. Instead, they made this brick-built cube. How cool would it have been if we had a minifigure series of trainers with these as their capsule? It would have been awesome. We also have another gift with purchase, set 40877, Ditto as Squirtle, Movie Night, 185 pieces, and from what I can tell, this Squirtle build is exactly the same as the other set, except we have Ditto's face on a Squirtle. There's also a TV with a swappable screen, a popcorn bucket, and a cabinet that opens up to store accessories. Again, the locked promo format remains frustrating, but the set itself is one of the better small builds in the wave. Set 72159, Jigglypuff Concert, $15, 88 pieces. Starting off with the cheapest set in the wave because it's also one of the more straightforwardly enjoyable ones, and we seem to have a new curved earpiece for Jigglypuff, and I love the face print that we have for this build, and I feel this is what these sets should be like. The Pokemon front and center, no filler, no mandatory Smart Brick, and yes, you can pop the Smart Brick in if you have one, it sits just behind the face panel, but nothing in this set demands it. Set 72155, Berry Bash with Bulbasaur and Bidoof, $20, 240 pieces. Again, this is another decent set. I love the way they have built Bulbasaur's bulb. It's designed well, and the Berry Machine side build is a neat touch. Although Bidoof having a flat face is a missed opportunity, a character that adorable and goofy does deserve a three-dimensional expressive face. But still, this is a solid $20 set. Set 72157, Charmander and Geodude Cavern Clash, $20, 198 pieces. Another $20 set that unfortunately suffers from one of the less successful Pokemon to brick form transitions. Charmander's head shaping is off. That forward jutting mouth and that flat front sit awkwardly within its blocky frame, and the tail isn't that much better. To be fair, Mega Bloks didn't do a brilliant job either. But at $20, it's a fair price, and the exploding rock mechanic doesn't need a Smart Brick to function, which is always a bonus. Set 72156, Trainer Buggy Adventure with Squirtle, $30, 320 pieces. So first off, Squirtle itself is one of the better figures in the wave. The Squirtle car is not. In fact, I will say it's a worse idea than the Spider Buggy. They could have easily taken the Buggy from Pokemon Snap, but somehow, for some reason, Squirtle has a car. Set 72158, Sprigatito, Fuecoco, and Quaxly. Battle. $35, 313 pieces. This is the cheapest way to get free Pokemon in this wave, and honestly, it's a strong case for that format going forward. Sprigatito is a chunky, adorable recreation of that grass-type cat. Quaxly's hairpiece remains iconic, and it has posable wings that add some expressiveness to the build. Fuecoco loses some of that adorable roundness at the sides, but nothing here is bad. There's a spinning type wheel to the side, which is a clever in-universe detail, and if you're ever unsure which type you should start Wind and Waves with, you could give this a spin. Honestly, a decent set for those Pokemon Violet and Scarlet fans. Set 72161, Drone Search for Mythical Mew, $50, 429 pieces. The Mew build is okay. It has posable legs and a tail and a clear floating stand for display. The Pokeball drone and Ruined side build are mostly filler for this set, and although the drone looks cool, this was a missed opportunity for the drone to be a Rotom. I mean, it's red. All it needs is a face. Set 72162, Eevee and Lapras Treasure Hunt, $60, 623 pieces. I'm gonna give this set some genuine praise now. Lapras is a brilliant build. The neck construction and the shell shaping and the curvature across the entire body, it's clear someone at LEGO cared about getting this Pokemon right. I would say the neck is slightly longer than it needs to be, but that is a minor critique on an otherwise impressive build. Eevee translates beautifully to this scale, so that's 2 for 2 for Eevee fans. The side build is a small shipwreck, and unlike some of the other filler builds elsewhere in the wave, it doesn't dominate the set. Set 72163, Mewtwo's Lab Break, $70, 605 pieces. Now I like this set, I think it looks cool, but Mewtwo does deserve better. Most of its build, the lower body, the rounded thighs, the shaped feet, are brilliant, but it's the thin noodle arms that are distracting, and the fin pieces on the head kinda make it look like a generic sci-fi robot, rather than a psychic powerhouse. Although, if we were to change this to Armored Mewtwo, that could work. The Specimen Chamber play feature looks kind of incomplete without any clear transparent elements, but the Master Ball build is excellent and is apparently unique to this set, which makes that worth noting. Set 72164, Training House with Pikachu, $70, 400 pieces. Possibly one of the most expensive set piece per price ratio, and we can blame the Smart Brick for that. Pikachu does look a little bit odd in this style, the head proportions look a little awkward, and the Smart Brick housing on the belly looks incomplete. Even with the replacement pieces included, I do like the design of the little Pikachu house, and I think it looks pretty cute. And as far as I'm aware, it doesn't appear in any games. Not that it matters, overall it's an okay set, just overpriced. Set 72165, Umbreon Garchomp Championship Battle, $80, 831 pieces, back to solid value. No Smart Brick, and that absence is immediately felt in the pricing. This is another one of those better value sets in the wave, with another 2 decent Pokemon builds outside of Lapras and Cubone. Umbreon's head construction is particularly good, Garchomp looks solid, the oversized Pokeball and Trophy side builds don't add much to the set, but they don't wreck it either. Set 72166, Cubone and Gengar's Spooky Showdown, $90, 782 pieces. Okay, Cubone might be the single best figure build in this entire wave. Proportional, characterful, no obvious compromises, the build shows what this line is genuinely capable of. Gengar, however, as much as I like Gengar, does run into a few problems. He is a bit too square, but Gengar's tongue houses the Smart Brick, which is a genuinely clever design solution. However, that does then cause the tongue to protrude forward rather than drooping naturally. And we've ended up with this awkward expression on the Pokemon, whose whole thing is about that unsettling grin. The Graveyard build is mostly filler, padded out with paddle target play mechanics that appear throughout the wave. It is probably one of the weaker price per piece ratios in the entire line, and poor Cubone would have been an instant buy if he was in a solo set like Jigglypuff. Instead, he's locked inside a $90 set with Gengar that looks off. Set 72167, Charizard vs Jolteon Ultimate Battle Set, $120, 751 pieces. 2 Smart Bricks, a 4 tag set, a charging station, that is where your $120 is going. And looking at the Pokemon, I mean, I can see that Charizard's wing construction is impressive and shares some elements with the $650 collector set. The head shaping is okay, but Jolteon is the weak link. There's a lot of visible studs on the build, and the facial expression is more robotic than feral. If Charizard is the Pokemon you've been waiting for at this scale, then I recommend hunting down Mega Block's version of it, or getting one from Keeply, or just saving your money. All are good options. There are more Pokemon sets on the way. These will be those 18 plus sets including a Pokeball, Arcanine, Rayquaza and Munchlax. These are all expected to reveal in the next coming weeks. And with that, we have reached the end of the video. What are your thoughts on these new sets? And are you going to pick up any of the Pokemon Smart Play sets? And if so, which ones? As always, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a most wonderful day. Bye!